Hey, it's Becky. We are talking about how to sell things on Teachers Pay Teachers, and this is part three. Today, I want to talk to you about ideas because you're going to make more than one printable in your life. You're going to need to make more than one printable. You just don't know if that amazing idea in your head is also going to be amazing for your buyers, for your audience, for the teachers, homeschoolers, or parents that are looking for something for their kids. So you want a master pool of ideas to pull from. And brainstorming is the starting point in your Teachers Pay Teachers printables journey. A lot of people, and I've worked brainstorming with a lot of people, and yes, I do brainstorm coaching. A lot of people will start by saying things like, "Oh, I want to do something about math." It's like, okay, well, but math is a really big subject. There's addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, fractions, decimals, percentages, quadratic equations, linear equations, non-nucleic math, all kinds of stuff, right? So you have to dig deeper into the ideas and not just pick an idea and then try to create a printable from it. Instead, you want to brainstorm. And I'm going to suggest that you get a brainstorm journal and you dedicate days, weeks of just writing down ideas without thinking about, well, how would I make that work? Will it sell? Is that something people are looking for? Just fill up a journal with ideas because this is what you're looking for. Let me flip over. Let's get a blank piece of paper. What you're looking for over time is to see form and shape come from your brainstorm. So over time, your brainstorm ideas they're going to develop into a tree of sorts. And at the edge of each of these branches, well, at first you're going to say things like, okay, I'm going to think about, and I'm just going to pick a few off the top of my head. So I'm going to say some math ideas, or I'm going to do calendar, or I'm going to do science, or maybe chore charts. There's so many, and I have chores, so chores for kids. So when you're brainstorming, you pick your categories. You go, okay, off the top of my head, I would love to create things for math and chore charts, calendars, and science, or whatever your categories are. Then pour yourself a cup of something delicious and start brainstorming. Well, what kinds of things with math would I want to create? So in my little world, I love things like basic math facts or color by numbers, and those concrete things that kids stand on. When it comes to chores, in my world, I'm looking for things that help kids feel more empowered and part of the team at home. Calendars, I'm looking for my students, my kids to develop the independent project planning type mentality. And with science, just activities that help bring ideas to life. So you lean into these and you just don't qualify your ideas, but you just start listing things so that eventually you're going to end up with these branches in your brainstorm journal. You're going to have lists and lists and lists in your journal. So you take a page and at the top you put math, and then you just start listing things that you could do for math: color by number, color by fraction, um, connect the dots, solve the problems, quadratic equations, linear equations, escape room type things. Just list the ideas. Then you turn the page and then you list the next category: chores. What kinds of chores? Chore charts for preschool, chore charts for kindergarten, chore charts for elementary school, high school, etc. Um, tracker charts. What kinds of things can kids do? Make their bed, take out the trash, empty the dishwasher. Just list the things out. Then you'd move to calendar, daily calendar, weekly calendar, monthly calendar, exercise calendar, feed the pet calendar, chore calendar, any kind of calendar that you can think of. Does this make sense? So you're going to end up with these lists of things that you're going to be thinking, oh, this would make a great printable. This would make a great activity. This would make a great product that someone in my little area of the universe might be interested in. Then you let it sit. This is so important. Take a walk, go out and play with the kids, do a game. Let it marinate for at least 24 hours. Better would be to just continue filling ideas in your brainstorm journal for a week straight, 15 minutes here, 20 minutes there, anytime you think of an idea. You're going to find what I found to be true. Creativity begets creativity. So once you start getting those creative juices flowing, ideas are just going to start to come at you. I promise. It really does happen. So once you have a few pages in your brainstorm journal, minimally 50 to 100 ideally, minimally 50 to 100 different ideas. You're going to let it sit for a day or two or three. And then you're going to come back to it and you're going to take a highlighter and you are going to go to one category and you're going to highlight the top 5 things that jump out at you. And then you're going to go to another category, the top 5 things that jump out at you. And you're going to do that for all of your categories. Then you're going to take a short break, come back, and then you'll look at each category with those top 5 things, and then you'll just sit and think. This brainstorming, so we're not even going to create yet. All you're doing is pulling ideas, writing them down, and starting to color coordinate them so that you can start to see what kind of categories of activities, printables, and things are hiding inside of your brain. If you just pick one idea and run with it, it can actually cause a creative block or writer's block. That's not what I want for you. I want you to have a brainstorm journal chock full of ideas and activities that you can create so that you don't have enough time to create them all. So now when you look at those 5 things that are highlighted, you'll be able to go, oh, I know exactly what I want to do with this one. I'm not sure about the others yet, so I'll just make this one. But if you don't have a big enough pool of ideas to pull from, then it can be overwhelming when you go to start to make your printables. So brainstorming, get yourself a pretty or a creative or a colorful spiral bound journal, something that you love the feel of it, you love the look of it, so that when you pick it up, it itself inspires you. And give yourself time to sit and just think. If you're not thinking of anything off the top of your head, just start to doodle. Just start to think, well, what subjects do I like? So maybe your first brainstorm session is just to sit and to think, what are the big trunks of your brainstorm tree? And it'll be different for everyone. You may be doing things for high school students, and the next creator might be doing something for 3rd grade. It doesn't matter. So start getting those ideas out of your head into your journal, and then in a later episode, we'll talk about what to do with that brainstorm journal. Before you go, I have something for you down in the descriptions. So it's free. Make sure that you grab that. It's a checklist for how to make things to sell on Teachers Pay Teachers. Each one of those things has a learning curve to it. So if you don't know how to do a step, don't worry. We'll get to it eventually in this series. If you have specific questions, comment below. And then the last thing before you go, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Ready? Let's continue on our journey as we make and sell printables. Bye.